Hi and welcome. Today we're going to dive into the really fascinating works of Dominic Beirne and his book, Unlock the Magic Within You. We're going to unpack its core ideas that your mind is basically a supercomputer and you, yes, you can learn to be its programmer and actually rewrite the codes that runs your life. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever been driving and you just arrived at your destination with almost no memory of the entire journey itself? This book calls this being on automatic pilot, and it really makes you think who or what is actually running the show when you're not consciously paying attention. And that's where the book comes in with this incredibly powerful concept. It argues that we don't have to just be passive passengers in our own heads. We can actually step up, take the keyboard, and become the programmer, actually shaping our own mental software. And of course, by doing that, we shape our lives. So how do we even begin to do that? Well, first, we've got to understand the hard drive. And the book has this fantastic computer analogy that really makes it all fit into place, breaking the mind down into two main parts, the conscious and the unconscious. And think about this. This is where it really gets interesting. Think of your conscious minds as your computer's RAM or its working memory. It's what you're using right now to listen to me. It's logical, it's analytical, but it's got a pretty limited focus. Your unconscious mind, though that's the hard drive, it's absolutely massive, incredibly powerful, and it stores everything that's ever happened to you. And that's the issue. It's running all those automatic programs in the background, which means most of our lives is actually run by this huge background processor, not our conscious thoughts. Absolutely. And this quote just nails it. It really drives home how massive and influential this hard drive is. It means it's the vault for our memories, our habits, our deepest beliefs, all the stuff that's directing the journey you are going on every single day. Okay, so if the unconscious is the giant hard drive, the big question is, how do we gain access? How do we update that old unhelpful software that's not serving us anymore? Well, the book lays out some really powerful tools to do that. Let's take a look at a couple of them. So the first tool is hypnosis. And look, forget everything you've seen in the movies with swinging pocket watches. The book defines hypnosis super simply. It's just a natural state of mind. It involves deep relaxation and focused attention. And that combination allows us to kind of bypass the busy, critical, conscious mind and talk directly to the powerful, unconscious hard drive. And just to be crystal clear, the book blows up all those crazy myths. First off, no one can hypnotize you against your will. It's a team effort. You have to be willing. Secondly, you're not going to be made to do anything that goes against your core beliefs or morals. And finally, A trance isn't some weird, unnatural state. In fact, if you've ever found yourself daydreaming, just totally lost in thoughts, guess what? You've already been in a natural hypnotic state. Leading on from that is the second tool in our toolkit, and it is visualization. And this is another incredibly powerful way to program that hard drive. The process is really straightforward. First, you relax. Then you create a super vivid mental movie of what you desire, using all your senses. Then you engage with it. See yourself in the movie achieving your goals. And here's the most important part. You feel the emotions of what it is like to succeed. Because here's the magical ingredients. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real memory and a vividly imagined one. When you feel that joy in your mind, it's like you're creating a future memory, embedding a new belief in your brain that makes it way easier to get to that goal in real life. Okay, so we've got the tools to get into the hard drive and install some new software. But what can we actually do with this? What kind of program can we really run? Let's get into the core of the real world stuff. And this is where the key unlocks the door. The applications are huge and very practical. You can literally program a calmer response to things that stress you out. You can tackle unwanted habits like procrastination by visualizing yourself being productive. You can overcome these limiting beliefs. You know that critical voice in your head that says, I can't do it. You can rewrite that code to say, I am totally capable. The book covers using these techniques to manage discomfort, as well as how to overcome addiction. The point is this, it isn't just an abstract idea. We're talking about making a real tangible change to your life. So when you put all these strategies from this book together, it leads to this really powerful conclusion, a fundamental change in how you see yourself and what you're capable of. You see, it's all about a massive shift in perspective. It's about going from being a passive backseat passenger who's just along for the ride to grabbing that steering wheel and becoming the driver. The book's ultimate message is about taking charge. You're not just a user running whatever program were installed when you were a child. You actually have the keys. You can access the code, you can rewrite it, and you can become the active programmer of your own life. So that brings us to the final question, and this one's all for you. If you truly are the programmer, if you really have the power to install new beliefs, new habits, new ways of being, what's the very first program you're going to choose to run?